Hi, I'm Joe Wadsack.
And I'm Richard Siddle, and we're stuck in a dark cave in Romania. Please send help.
Actually, we're in Old Transylvania in Romania, drinking some of the best valley wines in the world at Cramele Recas.
It's going to be a good day, Chief. Cheers.
Okay, Joe, so we are now at the dessert sweet wine from Cramele Recas. And this is the Ambrozy, or the, let me do my, the Conacul Ambrozy. When people talk about late harvest, I always sort of think late harvest as in like being the grapes they forgot to pick. It's like, we're going to go those picks. But actually it's a whole
Not
thing.
a million miles away from the truth in many ways. The very, very first wines that were late harvest dessert wines were wines that were forgotten.
Right.
And they picked them anyway. And that happened in Germany a long time ago. And the Pope owned the vineyard and said, "Where's my wine?" He went, "We've forgotten to pick it." And they picked it from all these really crummy, hairy, rotten grapes. They pressed them. The guy said, "This is nectar of the gods." Oh, wow. And that's how noble rotting wine was created. So you're right. Okay?
Right, well, there you go.
So this is a wine made here in Cramele Recas in Romania, and it's made from Sauvignon Blanc, which you and I would both know as a very crisp.
Yeah, I think
zingy,
dry wine. You wouldn't think it's been sweet wine at all. So
let me show you what happens when you make it into dessert wine, because it has the acidity to make something very special. So, while I open this, I'll tell you a bit about it. Sauvignon Blanc is one of the two important white grape varieties of Bordeaux. You've got Sauvignon Blanc and you've got Semillon, and they're both liable to rot. So what happens is, on the vine, in the fog, a little bit of rot makes holes in the skin like a little tea bag.
Right, yeah.
And then the sun comes out and the sun evaporates all the liquid out of the grape. So after about 60 days of this fog and then rot and then sun, then fog and then rot, the cycle, you end up with a wine where the grapes are 1/10 of the size, but 10 times more concentrated. So when you taste this wine, it has this insane concentration. It's like drinking creme brulee.
right.
Which is the king of all desserts, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like pimp my custard, isn't it? Right. So
Wow, on the nose, that's like
the smell of custard is like vanilla custard.
well, it's like pudding, isn't it?
Yeah, and apricots, right?
Instead of
Oh man.
well, it's you almost think like I need a teaspoon to drink it with.
Mama. I love that so much. No. The thing about it,
It's like
the thing about
layers of texture of golden light.
So here's the thing. The reason why people don't drink much dessert wine, or at least don't drink a lot of good dessert wine, is we've shrunk it by 90%. So what do you have to do? You have to charge 10 times as much for it to make the same amount of money as you make for a bottle of shoddy soda.
But also, a lot of people always think like, oh, dessert wine is going to be really alcoholic, an enema meal. I don't want. This is like 30%. You know, how
Actually, it doesn't need it.
But how do they do 30% though? How do they manage to get down to?
Because what's happening is there's so much sugar in the wine that by the time the wine stops fermenting, the yeast dies at 13%, and there's still 150 grams of
If you
sugar.
taste that, you think it's going to be.
It's still, if this was pure sugar, it'd be half full of sugar after the fermentation finishes. So you end up with a wine which is perfectly capable of aging. This wine would age 20 years, 30 years.
The kind of wine they ought to serve with a side plate, just so you can put some pudding on it, because it is literally like it just needs food, doesn't it?
And then this so-turned style of dessert wine, I always think of dessert wine, I always think of it as the dessert. Yeah. This is the dessert.
You don't need
Serve it with some little sponges, some
Okay.
madeleines.
Or chocolate or something, yeah.
That's it. Fantastic. But that's the drink. It's a liquid dessert, chin chin.
Chief.
What a day.
Absolutely. Thank you. Brilliant.
What a day. Cheers, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Delicious. Boom.